vibras? Cause we know the vibras.
Welcome back to another episode of the You Know the Vibras podcast. I'm the one and only Juan the Don. And as always, I'm accompanied by Michael Carrasco.
What up? What's
Okay.
happening? Dímelo a ver.
Good to
Lo que
see
tú
you, man.
dices.
Good to see you. I haven't seen you in
A week. Virtually a week.
Exactly. Nah, but what's up, man? What's new? What's going on?
Man, just chilling, man. Got to explore the city last week for a little bit.
I saw.
Yeah, man. I'm starting to get out there a little more. They had a little pumpkin patch in the middle of the city. It was kind of cool. They had a little what do you call it, like transparent kayak. So we did that. I walked around, tried new food spots. It was good, man. It's been a good week. Blessed to say the least, man.
Okay. But overall, how was that experience, in downtown and everything?
It was definitely different when it comes to pumpkin patches. We grew up in un campo in the middle of nowhere, Maryland.
Middle of nowhere is crazy. Bro.
Not necessarily. Let's say small town vibes,
you,
right?
Last time we got some backlash for saying we live in un campo.
Facts. But yeah, we grew up in a small town, and pumpkin patches are big over there. But I mean, it was a different experience. It was a good experience overall. Hung out with some friends, and just got to enjoy some of the things that the city has to offer.
Yeah, that's what I would say about big cities that I like, especially here in Chicago. There's always something like pop-ups and
Right.
things that are relative to the time of the month or time of the year. Sorry, different seasons. Like now, like same thing with you guys. They have a nice pumpkin patch, like pop up here with
right.
different bars and games, and it's not your your typical.
It's not like your everyday
patch
thing, yeah.
Well, it's not like your typical pumpkin patch where you sit on the cart and drive through a farm. How you're referring to in Maryland, but I'm sure in the suburbs is like that. But here in the city, it's just more so like the aesthetic of the pumpkin patch, like it's the aesthetic of the pumpkins, but more so, activities you're doing at that like the pop up. But I haven't gone, but I'm thinking about going. It looks pretty dope. So if you see me in my story, there, then I went.
That's right.
I'm
man.
starting to post a little bit more,
story, man. Yeah, same here, man. Same here. I've been I guess I'm kind of like, you know what? I've been having pretty dope experiences. I've been traveling for a little bit. I might as well just share it with the world. I'm not trying to become like a influencer or anything like that, but who knows, if it happens, it happens.
Nah, facts. Nah, so this past weekend, went out for my brother's birthday. We went out to Maple and Ash, which is like a very like fine dining, experience here in Chicago.
Okay.
Pretty pricey. I ain't gonna lie. Once I saw the menu, I'm like, okay, this is interesting. No sides, like $70+ for like steak or something. So I figured because when we got into the restaurant, funny story. I know you mentioned this story. See, sometimes it's always good for things to happen because it's stories that you can mention on the podcast.
Right.
So like you guys, I don't know if you guys know, but I love colognes a lot. I have a big thing with colognes. Always, tend to buy new ones every time I go to the store or whatever. But I had this one particular cologne that was gifted to me by a customer one time. He was an Arabic customer. One time I was telling him, like, man, that smells fire, bro. What is that? He's like, one second, he was like, I'm gonna let you know. I can't remember the name, but I'm gonna look for the in my bag. He's looking for it. And he pulled it out. No homo. Pause. No diddy.
Hey, yo.
He pulled the cologne out, and I went to go take a picture of it to to go buy it, right? And he was like, no, brother, it's for you. I'm like, what?
Damn.
Yeah, he was like, yeah, have it. He was
like,
it
from Dubai?
Yeah, it was a Dubai, like a one of one like fragrance, like
Ooh, that's
Yeah.
dope.
Nah, but then again, then I looked it up. You can't find it anywhere. Then I saw in eBay there was like the way you could buy it, the only way you could buy it is if you buy the set, and it's like $2,000, $3,000,
Mm.
bro, for like 6 colognes. It's crazy. Um,
Ooh,
but yeah,
off the
so
top.
this cologne, I'm like, man, this is special, so I'm not gonna wear it all the time. But I pulled it out for my brother's birthday dinner, and I'm telling you, this cologne is crazy. So I wore it, right, and we were walking into the restaurant, and we're just standing there waiting to get seated or whatever. I don't know, or to get like guidance. And
Mhm.
these three girls walk in, three women, sorry, three women walk in, and they're like, "Man, one of you guys smell really good."
Mhm.
And I'm like, okay, I'm like quiet. I'm like, okay, I don't know if they're referring to me, but they walked past me. Like I was next to the door, so they walked past me first, right? And my brother, he was trying to say it was him. He was like, oh, it
Yeah,
might be
right?
me, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but they're like, nah, it's not that one. And then as I went to go, like, have her like see if it was me, like to smell if it was me, bro, her man walked in, her husband,
Ooh.
and because she was like, oh, I want to know what cologne that is. I want to give my husband a cologne for his birthday. So her husband walks in, and she automatically quickly explains, she's like, oh, I was telling him I really like this cologne, and I was trying to buy this one for you. And he just looked at me, and I'm like, he was like, what's the name of that
Wait,
cologne? I'm like, bro, I don't even know, bro. It was
just
given
like,
to me.
bro, I
I
got
don't
no
even know what.
one.
Yeah, I'm like, I have no idea what it is, bro. Like it's like some Arabian cologne, and it was just funny, bro, because it was a funny experience. Cause that she had her backup like answer ready, or her
Right,
backup
yeah, she
as
was
soon as he
ready.
walked in. Yeah, but the guys took it cool. Like I think they all were married. They all took it really chill. You know what I mean? And I appreciate that. It's just, I mean, she was looking to buy him a cologne, seriously. And it just happened
Right.
that the one I had on was one that she liked. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I mean, that's maturity right there, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I definitely agree for sure, 1,000%. But yeah, so we got up there, and oh, you gonna say something?
No, 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 go ahead, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. I'll ask you at the
N-
end.
No, well that passed, and then we went up there, and I just see people. It's just like people. This cologne is just like hitting people, bro. It's like looking at me like, come tell you, this thing smells like money, bro. Like a
Mm,
man with money. That makes
mm,
sense.
mm, mm.
And we go upstairs, and we're like waiting to be seated, but we're also waiting for one of our guys. As typical Dominican, they won't show up late.
Late.
So you got
Yep.
to tell Dominicans to get to a place 2 hours early, because you tell them
Mhm.
a certain time, you're gonna be waiting forever. But anyways, it was at the bar. Dog, 3 drinks, over $100.
Whoo. I
I'm
believe
like,
it.
I'm
I
like,
believe it.
man,
What it good though? That's the
yeah, it was
question.
fire.
All
I don't
right.
know if men, I don't know if men, I don't know if this is not a man's drink, if that makes sense. But it was a porn star martini. It was really good. It was like jugo de chinola with I think
Grapefruit.
vodka. No,
Mhm.
vodka, and then some, I think lime juice and something else. Really good. Really, really good.
I mean that's a martini. Martini, I
Yeah,
mean,
but I don't
can
know if
go either way.
martinis, men drink martinis? I don't
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
bro.
there's some men
They
that drink
do?
martinis.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, that's cool. All right. Well, because we looked at a place because all the other men, they were all older men. They were like drinking like on the rocks, like freaking like
Yep.
whiskey and
That'll
all
be
these
me.
crazy things on the
That'll
rocks.
be me.
But yeah, then eventually we got seated, ordered. Food was fire. I got the lamb chops. My brother got the 32
Mm,
day aged steak, Sore Noriel,
mhm,
and got the mac and cheese. Mac and cheese was crazy.
mm, mhm,
Table of four,
mhm.
I think it got up to like $600.
I
Yeah,
mean, that's not bad. That's not bad.
they
Could be
order.
worse.
Yeah,
Could have
yeah,
been
yeah. I
worse.
agree. I agree. I agree. But still, it's like, I mean, the point is, what I would do want to say about this though is like, I think it's important to one, obviously smell good, but two, I think the importance is with the whole dinner thing. Make it a habit to or I feel like it's something good to go out and treat yourselves, once a month, like something nice, like nice, nice, nice.
Right.
Or
Yeah.
once or twice a month, you know what I mean? And because it makes you want to make it a regular thing. That makes
That's
sense.
right. That's right. Now I agree. I agree. There's like there's like a book that I'm reading and it says like you gotta treat yourself to abundant things. That way you get on in the habit of creating abundance. So
Right.
that I agree, like, you gotta treat yourself to those things, and that will essentially in a way push you to work harder. That way you can have those things on a regular basis.
Facts. You see, you're gonna ask a question though.
Yes, yes. I do have a question about the dinner.
Hmm.
There's a big stigma stereotype that when you go to fancy restaurants, they give you less. So how were those portions?
Oh wait, so actually, I forgot. I completely forgot. So they had complimentary. You know how like normally you go to a Mexican restaurant, you
Hmm.
got chips and salsa, whatever.
Chips and salsa or queso, whatever they have.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly. This spot, their their like free thing was like chips and caviar.
Mm, different.
Crazy, yeah, different.
Different.
I didn't really taste anything like wow about the caviar. It's like it's like nothing to me. I don't know,
Hmm.
but I could have had the chips because the braces, whatever. But the caviar was okay. And then my brother had ordered oysters for some reason. I'm like, bro, you're tripping.
Hmm.
Like,
And
you're
man,
bugging.
oysters are good, man. Oysters are
No, I
always
would
good.
never. I would never. But basically, no. The portions are really good size. The only thing I would say is I don't like that you had to pay for the sides. That's it.
Yeah,
Pay
yeah.
extra. Yeah.
I feel like
I feel like
that's what
everything should come with a
major.
side, bro. No matter what, bro.
Right. Right. But that's like almost every like I would say high end restaurants, like 4+ stars or four
Yeah, but
plus
$15
dollar sign on
plus for
Google.
sides, bro.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man. But the mac and cheese was fire though.
Hey man, I'm always down for some fire behind mac and cheese, no matter what the price is.
Yeah. Nah, but
But that story kind of
good.
segues into like what we wanted to I guess discuss today.
Yeah.
And that is it's adulting a scam, the expectations and realities of growing up. I guess I want to open it up with what are some things that you expected to be different as an adult that are the complete opposite of what you expected?
Well, I feel like everyone kind of growing up has this like stereotypical or I don't know, they have this expectation that, life is going to go like okay, mid 20 or okay, early 20s,
Hmm.
college or whatever, finishing college in the mid 20s, get married, have family, had great paying job.
Right, right.
And it's just not like as realistic as I thought it was. I mean, not only me, but so many other people as well go through this as well. They seem like, oh, I feel like I'm gonna have kids after 30 or something like that. And it's like everyone always thought, hey, mid 20s, late 20s, gonna have kids and have a house. But now
Hmm.
you start to realize how expensive those things really are. And it's like you had to
Facts.
really focus on the priorities in your life currently, but also focus on the things that you are able to that are at your reach, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? And the
Hmm.
things that are an immediate necessity, have to cover and take care of those things before you can entertain those other things. I feel like I wouldn't say never, but I feel like I would want to be one able to take care of myself for sure financially before I even entertain the option of, having a family. Like
Right.
I have
No,
to
no,
be
no. I
very
agree.
comfortable with myself, like very, very comfortable, living comfortably because you add in a kid and a partner and it's just it's like
Triple the food.
yeah, exactly. So
Triple the food,
you
triple
just have to be
the
realistic.
electric
So
bill. Yeah,
I
facts.
mean, I praise all those people that do get it, with less.
Yeah,
But
100%, 100%.
um, I feel like now it's definitely a reality of it. Like, man, your life is actually gonna go way slower than you thought it was going to go. Like,
Mhm.
and I'm okay with that. You know what I mean? So that's one of the things I'd say as a kid that um was a different reality as an adult now.
Nah, I agree, bro. Like for me, it's like like we grow up as kids, and it's like, oh yeah, when I have a job, when I have money, I'm gonna buy
Hmm.
this, I'm gonna buy that, And also the adult, I would say the biggest thing was like budgeting,
Mhm.
like being like knowing where to allocate the money, every paycheck, knowing when I'm able to spend, when I'm able to splurge a little bit. And I feel like that was the biggest concept. And at the same time, bro, it's like, now we have quote unquote what people are calling adult money. So it's like trying to restrain yourself from going crazy.
Yeah. So wait, so I mean, I feel like one of the bigger things I feel like that do somewhat prepare us are when parents want to allow you to get a job at a young age. Because you can
Mhm.
start to see, you start to kind of put like or understand
The
the
value of
work,
money.
exactly the value of money, but more so being paid for what you're working, like or
Right,
understanding how
right.
much your work is worth, if that makes sense. Or understanding, like, because most kids are working fast food and stuff, and
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
feel like they start to understand, one, how to appreciate those workers, because the working those hours and not getting paid
Facts.
a
Yeah,
good
yeah,
amount,
yeah,
but
yeah.
also more so understanding that you don't want to be stuck in that system as well.
Mhm.
So I feel like at a young age, I feel like it's very essential to get into a job, and also for parents to let kids pay like little things,
Right, right.
like a little phone bill, like something like that,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
because
Portion
you
of the
start to
phone
learn
bill, your expenses.
exactly expenses. And I think college is a great time for
Mhm.
to learn to be an adult, because one, you learn to live on your own somewhat, away
Mhm.
from home more than likely. And then
Yeah,
also you
yeah.
know how to balance necessities versus needs, because in college you can't really splurge on those luxury things that you want,
Exactly. Yeah, yeah,
so
yeah.
you settle down for the needs, or for the necessities, I'm sorry. Oh yeah, so necessities and needs, but not more so the
Yeah,
wants
yeah. Nah, I
in
agree.
college.
I agree, man. Nah, for sure. Like, living everybody knows. So me and your brother used to live together, and it was like, yeah, like, do we want to get we want to go
Hmm.
buy a bottle, or do we go get food?
Yeah.
Type of thing. And I agree, man. Like, at least, that's once I started working, that's when I got introduced to the, I guess, being responsible with my money, with, like, my mom had me pay my bill, my phone bill, which was like
Haircuts,
nothing
man.
crazy, like 40, little
Yeah.
$40.
Hmm.
Then I started driving, so I had to pay for my gas.
Yep.
Uh,
Hmm.
you know, gave her
We're
like another
saving up for a
$50
car.
for insurance. Yeah, and that too. That too. Yeah. And then, like, I
Which
was
which I
buying
want to
my
ask. Which I want to
clothes.
ask. Which I want to
Hmm.
ask. Who would you say in your young adult life, like, what would you say was one of those bigger purchases that you had, and do
Ooh.
you regret it,
And that I regret? Oh man.
or one that you regret?
I know I have a few. I know I have a few, man. Man, honestly, man, I feel like for a period of time, I was spending money on dumb things like video games. I was spending money on, like, shoes, necessarily,
I feel like you spend
um,
a lot of money on like the music stuff.
and the music stuff. Yeah, no, that's right. That's right. Yeah, because for those who don't know, I was supposed to be a triple platinum producer over here, but that didn't happen. But yeah, yeah, like those things, like computers, video games. Those are the things that I look back and I'm like, man, I really didn't need that. Like, because in some sort, like, at least for the music thing, like, the w- SU had a pretty good, like, lab where you can go and create music and do stuff without having to
Hmm.
pay. Kind of part of the tuition, I guess. But yeah, yeah, I would say those type of things I kind of regret.
But you didn't. The car, was it a hand me down or you bought it?
So it was kind of like a
Oh.
hand me down, and then that. So, man, honestly, high school and college, I kind of like had like a bad experience with cars. Like the first one, like the engine blew up, so we went and got another one. But at the time, you could get a car, like a decent car, for like $1,500, $2,000.
Yeah.
And then that one, bunch of things happened. Then I didn't get another car until after college, and then now I'm on my second car after college. So
Wow.
yeah.
Yeah. Now, in my case, I had a hand me down for my first car. It was my
Hmm.
brother's Nissan Altima. Um, then eventually bought my own car, Chevy Malibu.
Hmm. Hmm.
Very proud, happy about that purchase. Eventually
Right.
got in an
Right.
accident, unfortunately, and
Right.
ended up buying the Jeep Grand Cherokee cash, like all of
Ooh.
it. And I was just like, damn. I feel like that's my biggest regret as a young
Right.
adult. Like over like $20,000, like basically like
Hmm.
you know that like that. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the things I'd rather you know. I understand people say, yeah, you paid
Yeah,
it off,
better
blah blah.
own
Blah.
it. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
better to own it, but then again, it's like okay, but that 20,000 I could have used for something else, and I could have just had monthly payments on a
Facts.
newer
Yeah.
car,
Yeah.
whatever, which I would have been cool with.
Right.
But then again, I don't know. I feel like it has its pros and cons. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's
No,
tough.
I agree. I feel like the biggest thing for us is like growing up. Like we always saw our parents like buying cars out in cash. So it
Yeah.
was like that's what we're accustomed to.
Mhm.
But I feel like for me as I grew up, I was like, man, like why am I gonna drop like 15, 20 grand on a car
Mhm.
wherein I can put down five, keep the other 15, and use that either emergency fund, whatever, or start a little something something on the side, or put into somewhere where that money can grow.
All right. And like we were talking about, the whole adulting thing is a scam, or is it adulting a scam? Sorry.
Hmm.
Um, there was one thing I wanted to touch on that I saw that we were talking about, and it's basically, do you believe that adulting now would be or is harder to be an adult now than it was in previous years, like other generations?
Ooh.
But then
Man,
again, you'd be biased because we're living in it.
exactly, exactly. I feel like we'll be a little biased and say like it's probably harder now. But at the same time, I feel like it's a lot easier now because it's easier to you know be able to find like a job because you can just hop online and see the jobs that are available in your area. Or
Mhm.
back in the days, if you wanted to go get a job, you we would have to go to the store, get a newspaper, see what the job listing are,
Mhm.
or you have to go spend a whole day out in the streets,
Yeah.
going place to place, seeing who's hiring.
Yeah. So I think, yeah, for sure. I think previous generations had it harder because, like you mentioned with the job thing, now we got the luxury of all the social media to have apps, like
Hmm.
LinkedIn. They're not sponsoring this episode, but I would love if they did. LinkedIn, Indeed, all of these, different types of
Glassdoor,
exactly.
Google Jobs. There's a
That
bunch of
makes it
them.
easier. You just upload your resume and then everybody just
Right.
reaches out to you. But
Exactly.
I feel like definitely it was. I think it was harder back then because like we mentioned, the technology, obviously, but more so, I feel like it was more limited with jobs. I feel like great jobs, I'd say,
Hmm. No, facts, facts.
and
And I
also
feel
the pay
like and the pay. But then again, that's like more like if you look at it, it's like things were quote unquote cheaper
cheaper. Yeah,
back then compared to what they are now.
yeah, I agree.
So people didn't really need to earn a lot of money.
Yeah, that's true.
Like I think at one point people could live, you know, a lavish life with like 50, $60,000 a year, where now it's
Hmm.
like 50, $60,000 a year. You you know, kind of not scraping by, but as long as you manage your money, you can have a decent life.
Yeah. Well, I think part of it now is that now you have so much pressure.
Hmm.
Pressure in the sense of like by a certain age you gotta be
You got
having
to
this
buy
this and
everything.
that, or you gotta have
Yeah.
everything settled or whatever. Also seeing others at your age having success in other
Right,
areas
right,
with such
right.
easy success, with the live streaming and all of these things going on, being millionaires, and this kind of makes you seem
Mhm.
like, man, am I in the wrong thing? Like, what should I, see if I could be a lucky guy like these other guys and get in to make millions at this age.
Right,
Um,
doing barely anything. Not
exactly.
saying that
So,
is not that is not hard work, streaming and all
but
that,
yeah, I mean, but believe it or not,
but
like the old heads,
compare.
yeah, no, but the OGs are low key frustrated or are seeing this like, man,
Right,
what are these
right.
kids doing? At these ages to have this much money, like
Mhm.
Speed, bro. Like such a young guy, like multi-millionaire. You know what I mean? Like,
Multimillionaire, traveling the world, and yeah, yeah. Not I get it, and I feel like that's the biggest thing for at least our generation. Is like we live in the quote unquote influencer era, right? Where
mm,
these people
yeah,
are getting paid millions by literally posting content.
yeah.
And I feel like some of us just look at him like, damn, like, what am I doing wrong? Like, I'm over here waking up early, going to a job that I kind of like
Exactly.
on some days, I really hate on some days, and I'm barely scraping by.
Yep. What's the same thing that we saw like with the what we talked about before? Now, with even colleges, like now with the
Hmm.
opportunity with the NIL, like you see these kids
Facts,
making money even before they step on college. So
facts, facts.
it's just one of these things. I feel like this generation's it could affect the future generations in a way. I ain't gonna lie.
Right, right,
Because a
right,
lot of
right.
people are not gonna take the real job serious. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like you ask
Mm-hmm.
kids now in elementary school, what do you want to be when you grow up? I guarantee you they say a
YouTuber,
streamer, YouTuber,
streamer,
streamer.
YouTuber. Yeah,
So
A professional esport,
you know what I mean?
professional
Well,
gamer.
and you see
Yeah,
that they're catering to the next generations by
right.
having these gaming setups in colleges and stuff, and also giving scholarships out to kids
For gaming, yeah.
for games. So would you say that's affecting the intelligence, I guess, or knowledge of kids just because they're so focused on playing games now?
I mean, it can to some extent, but then again, like if you think about it, a gamer has a lot of skills that not a lot of people are able to possess, like reaction time,
No, but I'm referring
and
I'm
all
referring
that.
to like
But
life, not like or knowledge
like
about like
knowledge
books or
wise,
book smarts or whatever.
book
Like,
smart. I mean, some of them are like you can ask them something like kind of like stare at you with a blank stare. But I feel like there's some people like those who want to be knowledgeable will be knowledgeable, and those who don't want to, you simply won't.
hmm yeah.
At least that's how I see it.
When a lot of them have PRs and stuff that represent them and
Exactly.
coach them up, and tell them what
Right.
they should and
Right.
shouldn't do or how they should
Exactly.
respond to
Exactly.
certain situations too. So I think that's the one good thing.
Yeah, yeah. No, I agree. I agree. Because if you didn't have somebody to guide, essentially these kids, they'll be out there going crazy. I mean, some of them still go crazy.
Facts.
Somebody get this man a little coffee.
I mean, blame Michael, man. He likes to record at this time, guys.
Hey man, blame the job. Blame the job. But I do have a question for you. And that will be is what's something do you that you think you thought you would have figured out by now that you still don't have figured out? It could be anything.
Mm,
At least something that you would think you would have figured out as an adult that you don't have figured out now.
I don't know. I mean, I guess figuring out I don't know. I'd say my career path, but then again, it's like
Mm,
I'm in the process of that right now. So it's like maybe I already did find it, and I think I did. So we'll see. But yeah, I feel like that's one of those things like I thought would come to me earlier.
right, right.
And for those watching, if going through anything in life with jobs and stuff like that, or struggling to understand what their passion is, um, just know that when you least expect it, and this isn't in everything literally in life, I'd say,
Mhm.
but when you least expect it, the things that are meant for you are going to be show up to your life. And this is a prime example. Like when I got here in 2022, I was struggling to find a job. Like it was not easy, bro. Like I was applying everywhere, couldn't get
Mhm.
anything. Um, struggling bad, bro. Like I was starting to get desperate. I'm like, damn, I might have to go back home. You know what I mean? And
Right, right, right,
you know what
right.
I'm saying? Like go back to
I
what I'm
agree,
used
bro.
to. But the good thing is to hold on to your faith and have faith in God's plan for you. And when the time is right, He's gonna put that in your journey in your path. And it literally happened when I was at my lowest. Um, just I kept applying, and out of nowhere, boom, got a job, and 6 months later, got promoted, and
There you
now
go.
we're doing
Yeah.
good. So God is good. That's all I'm gonna say.
Nah, I feel that. I feel that 100%, bro. Like, I kind of like similar to me. It's like I thought I would be by my, I'm 26 now. I would have thought I would be in a different spot, but now looking back, it's like, man, I have nobody else but myself to blame based
Hmm.
on like where I'm in life. But it was like one of those things, I kind of went through the same thing, I was getting a little desperate, because I transferred to a different department um, with the company that I work for. That didn't really work out how I thought it would work out. And I got a little desperate, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. Your boys was out there hustling after work, trying to make an extra couple dollars. But like you said, when you least expect it, things change.
Hmm.
And God has ways of blessing you and bringing blessings to your life without even you
Yeah.
you realizing it.
Well, and part of it is by humbling you.
Exactly.
And a
Exactly.
lot of
No, I
people don't,
agree.
a lot of people don't understand that before God blesses you, He humbles you, and it's
Hmm.
so that you can understand, or so that you can value what He gives you.
I
Um,
agree. I
and
agree.
and
I
you
agree.
don't let it slip out of your hands. Like I would have never thought ever that I would have did those 4 years in college, and
Hmm.
just to have the title, the degree, and be driving Uber. Like that was, something I was never expecting to be a part of my life. But it was part of
Nah.
my life, you know what I'm saying? And
Right. Right.
I just took it, made the money I made from it, and kept, head down,
Gotta
and
grind it.
understand that
Yeah.
everybody has to grind. Like, is a part of my story. And I don't regret any of it. I'm not gonna lie to you. So I'm thankful for it. Got to share the podcast to many people through it. You know what I mean?
Right.
And
Right.
also got to meet a lot
Yeah.
of good
Fact.
people through it as well. So I just feel like you
Nah, I
just got to
feel
take
that.
advantage of the situations and
Yeah.
take
Yeah.
them for
Yeah.
what they are.
100%.
You know what I mean? Don't I don't know. It's important to appreciate your journey and also understand that everybody's process, everybody's journey is different. But at the end of the day,
Right.
it's what you make of it and who you become during it and after it.
No, I agree. I feel like the biggest thing for me was like I had to kind of like step back a little bit and be like, all right, and I guess go back down to I would say faith, and I had conversations um with just close friends, and he was like, bro, just gotta let God do his work and kind of step back. And the biggest thing for me was realizing, because man, I'm not gonna lie, some of us want things like fast. I want this, I want to be a millionaire by 25. That was my goal. That didn't happen. But I had to realize, okay, I'm not I'm especially when I turned 25, I was like, I'm not a millionaire yet. Now I got to figure out, okay, what did I do that caused me not to accomplish that goal, and then realizing that God will give it to me, will allow me to hit that I would say milestone when I'm ready for it, not
Mhm.
when I want it.
Agreed.
That's what I'm thinking, and that's another thing, man. Like, I feel like when we were kids, faith wasn't like a big thing, for us. And I feel as I grew, the older I grow, I start understanding, like, it has become a lot more important to me,
Yeah.
um, and it has helped me become a better person. It has helped me grow as a man. It has helped me guide me through difficult times. And I know a lot of people are not. I'm not saying you have to be a super religious person, but you gotta find something that motivates you or believe that you believe in, and use that as a way to go through your journey.
Nah, yeah, for sure. And I think one of the bigger things too is to always map out, have something to like look forward to. That makes sense. Like
Facts, facts,
because you
facts.
work towards something, you know what I mean? And like in this job, like I was working towards, that promotion. Like I knew I had
Hmm.
to stand out. I knew that every first impression was a major. And at the end of the day, it helped me out at the end. So I feel like setting a goal and kind of planning out something like a blueprint to how to get to that, and
Exactly,
then
exactly.
make it even bigger once you get it. You know what I'm saying? Like keep going, never get
Nah,
comfortable, never stay comfortable in the area. So I just
I
feel like this
agree.
whole adulting thing, I feel like it's definitely a lot of challenges that come with it. But that's what makes it unique in its own way. Like
Exactly.
so.
Nah, I
Stick,
agree.
I
Now,
just feel like we just got to keep our head down and bite down on your mouthpiece and roll with the
roll with the
punches, man.
punches. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Now, what I do want to ask, what's your favorite thing of being an adult, man? I feel like we talk about some of the things that are like, yeah, man, this, that. But what are some of the, I guess, like, advantages that, looking back, uh, the freedom, the things that you can do, quote unquote, adult
Honestly,
money. What are some of the things that you enjoy as an adult?
nothing. Nobody. I feel like because every day you just get older. I feel like it's better to go back to
Facts.
when you were living rent free and
Now that's always nice. That was
yeah,
always
being
nice,
being a
man.
kid, enjoying mom's cooking and enjoying the freedom to be able to go play with your friends. I don't know. It's just adulting is just obviously more of a responsibility because your future and your present is all in your hands. You could literally
Right.
fail like this if you don't
If you're
lock
not
in
there.
and
Yep.
save your money the right way. That's why you see so much homelessness, and you know what I mean, because
Hmm.
people didn't know how to manage the money, and they were spending it on things they shouldn't. And like I said, once you're an adult, you're everything in your life relies on you and on your shoulders. So it's a big responsibility, I'd say. So I say the only thing that I think I enjoy about being an adult is more so I'm living in the future that as a kid I always like, oh, I wonder what I'm gonna be like as an adult. And I'm like still
Mm.
like I like sometimes think about, I'm like, man, I wish I could write back to my younger self and be like, this is what you're doing, like, this is him, like,
Right,
this
right,
is
right,
you,
right.
like, you know what I mean? So I guess the beauty of like living in the future, if that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah. You wow. I never thought about it that way, but yeah, yeah. I see that. I see that.
Yeah.
I would say for me, man, is favorite thing of being an adult, man. I mean, I do like adult money. But like you said, man, it's like it is a lot of responsibility. You got to pay your bills on time.
Mm,
Make sure your rent is paid, or your mortgage is paid, or else you're gonna get kicked out. But I would say it's more so like the freedom, like, you know, I don't have to ask permission to do things. I don't have to, uh, I don't have a, I guess, like,
you don't have to sneak out,
time.
you don't
Yeah,
have to worry about
exactly.
mom waiting on the couch when you get back
Mm-hmm.
from a late
Mm-hmm.
night.
Exactly, exactly, man. I feel like that's like the things that I enjoy. Um, and then, man, like I feel like when we were kids, with the siblings and all that, it was all fun and dandy. Don't get me wrong, but sometimes you just wanted to be at peace, bro. And I feel like once you grow up and you have your own spot, or your own little, what I call it, my little safe space. I'm able to just, be at peace and just chill. I feel like that guy from New York. Do you want to chill? You want to chill?
Nah, but at the end of the day, guys, let us know how you feel. Do you guys think adulting is a scam? And what are those things that you guys were not prepared for, as a kid
Right.
growing up that you feel like now as an adult, you wish you could tell your younger self, like, hey, be prepared for this. But other than that, man, I think this was a great conversation.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Somewhat personal, but also, informative, I'd say.
Yeah.
We're still young adults, so we still got some time to go. As long as God
A lot
lets
of
us
time to
see,
grow.
you
Amen.
know, this life, I feel like we're gonna have more and more life stories to mention. And yeah, keep your head down, keep smelling good.
Yeah, you
Keep
gotta.
making a
We
difference.
gotta go half and half on this cologne pack.
Man, it's crazy, bro. That cologne's dangerous, man.
But yeah, guys, man, thank you guys for listening. Always supporting us. If you're listening to this episode, I got something to tell you. Merch is out. Go ahead and there's a link in the description below where you guys can support, the Vivras cups of merch. Support us by wearing it. If you once you get your piece, make sure to take a picture with it and tag us. Tag us will be shouting out people that tag us on wearing the merch. And yeah, always appreciative of you guys' support. Every week we have a couple regulars. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to all the new listeners that came across our platform through say the grapevine, whatever you want to call it. But shout out to you guys. Shout out to you guys. Super happy that you guys are here. Let us also, we always say this, let us know any topics that you guys want us to touch on or see our, I'll say, point of view on. If you want to, I guess, come on, the Vibras podcast studio and, hang out with us, have a conversation with us, let us know as well. If any other podcaster want to collab, either studio, virtual studio, or in person, also let us know. We're down to meeting new people in the space and just having great conversations with everyone.
Thanks. So yeah, finally my man's a man of his word, and everything's out. So it's a surprise to me too. So I'm like, what? But yeah, thank you guys for all the support. Make sure you like this video. Make sure you comment down below anything about the adulting, and if you relate to what we're saying or if you have a different perspective, we would love to see your comments as well. In Spanish too. We read in Spanish, we listen in Spanish. We listen to what you guys say as well. So any other collabs, like Michael said, shoot us a DM. But if you're new here, please make sure to hit that red button. And like we say here on the Vibras podcast all the time, remember to subscribe. And let's vibe.
Peace.
Merch. This is not merch.
Hablamos en Malte.